What is going on, guys? And welcome to the final video of 2023. What a year. What a freaking year, dude. This is going to be a long format sit-down chat. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of questions that you asked to get answered. And then starting in the new year, we are going to get back to the sickest vlogs YouTube has ever seen. I dressed up for you guys today, okay? I have my nice Everforward button down. I got my overly priced Cartier bracelet. I even put on my nice boot for you. And yeah, so go grab a snack and just let the soothing sound of Max tuning flow through your ears in an orgasmic way. Yeah, here we go. I know you're cringing already. All right, here we go. How's the Mexican restaurant coming? Still happening. Okay, so if a lot of you don't know, one of my goals that I put out there is to at some point open a Tex-Mex restaurant in the Maxi-Poo fashion. And just like we did with sour strips, is you take what you love about the industry, you take what you hate about the industry, and you have them do a big old gangbang orgy together, and you create something super magical that fixes all the stuff, and you have just the most perfect restaurant. So that is absolutely still, it's one of those like far out dreams that I have. And I don't want to get into the restaurant business. Like, I don't want to be in there managing it all the time. I want to be a business owner and have the design. I want to build the whole thing and then, hire professionals to run it. But that's more of like a super long-term kind of thing. I mean, that's like when I have so much money, okay? When I have so much money that I can essentially take like $10 million and put it into this restaurant for the build and, everything, and then just, and be fine with it just like setting on fire. Not the building, but like the money and losing all of it. We are nowhere near close to having $10 million that I could just throw away and it wouldn't affect me. So that's down the road, who knows, but I have secured the domain name for the restaurant, and it is a spectacular name. I don't want to give it away yet because I don't want anyone to take it before I do it, but it's a clever name. It's a clever name, and it'll all make sense in 10 years from now or 5 years from now. I don't know. Yeah, so it is happening, but I don't know when. I don't know when. How do you deal with injury and not training? Did you adjust your food intake? So when I, couldn't train for my foot or if you get hurt, this is kind of like, it ain't that serious. Like it is serious, but it ain't that serious. It's kind of like when you go traveling on vacation. I used to take like my Inzer belt, my squat shoes, and my chalk and my pre. And now I don't do all of that. The older I get, the more that I realize not that fitness isn't important, because it very much is, but the level of severity and importance you're putting on every single decision in your life to maximize your fitness goals, you can kind of take a step back at some point. Like, when you've been doing it for a while, because you can always get back into it. So just don't over stress a situation. It's like when the stock market, right? There's gonna be peaks, there's gonna be dips, okay? But in the average across a year, across 5 years, there's growth, baby. So if you have to take some time off from your foot, or maybe you got like a wiener reduction surgery or something, like, whatever it is, just take the time to heal properly, because a lot of times you want to get back into doing something and you end up prolonging the injury and screwing yourself. So I guess you can't really buy the dip, but I would say buy the dip. Just don't stress about it. It's all about kind of like cumulatively how much fitness is in your life, not the one or 2 weeks or the month you had an injury. Recover. I wouldn't change anything. I guess that was the actual answer of the question. No, still get your protein intake, still take your creatine, still do everything that you can that's in your routine, and just get back into it when you get back into it. But make sure you get back into it. Okay, we have some big questions in here. So this is going to be a long video. Okay, we need some financial guidance. Just times are tough. Okay, I'm going to do my best to kind of give you the Maxi-Poo philosophy on money, okay? Here it is, ready? Make the most of it. Spend the least of it. Enjoy a lot of it, but save a good amount of it. That's essentially what you're doing. And there's a lot of different ways. This is not financial advice, okay? And there's a million different people that are going to give you a million different things of what they do. But here's what I do. Okay? First of all, we got to talk about credit cards. Every single person should have a credit card. And now a lot of people are scared of them because you hear about all the people going in debt. You hear about people, racking up crazy bills and it ruining their lives. Don't be one of those people. If you are able as an adult, okay, to handle your finances and be a responsible adult, every single person should have a credit card for a lot of reasons. First, you're going to build credit. Unfortunately, you have to kind of go into debt to build credit, assuming you're ever going to want loans, right? It's just a very important thing to have. Now, you could just get uber rich and buy everything in cash. Then you don't need any credit. But credit cards are the first step because you're going to get cash back. You're going to get points. You're going to get rewards. But here's the golden rules of a credit card. Take a Sharpie and write debit on it, okay? For some reason, people just cannot wrap their heads around treating a credit card like a debit card. Buy things you can afford, okay? Auto set it up to pay in full every month. Never carry a balance. Never carry a balance. Ever. Am I getting through to you, okay? Never carry a balance. You set it to auto pay. You don't have to remember to pay it because it pays it automatically. Treat the credit card like a debit card. You could be buying a gumball for 25 cents, a bag of sour strips, or a Bugatti. If you can put on your credit card, get those cash back, get the points, get the miles, pay it back in full every month. And that is a wild concept to some people. But all of those little transactions are going to add up, and then you can use it to you can use the points or the miles or the cash back to do whatever you want. It's free money. And I would argue with someone if they ever tried to do it. Now, if you cannot handle a credit card, don't buy a credit card. Don't get a credit card, okay? But just don't carry a balance. Set it on auto pay. Am I getting through to you? It's so simple. Number 2. Get your money working for you. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. And I'm going to explain it to you like your golden doodle, okay? You got money in the bank. You're trying to save a bunch of money in the bank. You don't want to run out of money, right? But you're too scared to do certain things. You don't want to put into real estate because it seems confusing. The stock market is some sort of crazy, scary thing. Okay, that's fine. You want to diversify your portfolio. So I'm not going to say recommend. I'm not going to say suggest. Here's what I do. I take a good amount of my money and I put it in the stock market, okay? Great picks that I choose for myself would be things like the S&P 500, which is the 500 biggest companies. You're essentially investing into a little bit of all these companies. And historically, for the past like a bajillion years, there's going to be downs, there's going to be ups, but on the average, historically, you're going to win. I'm going to win. This is not advice, but I'm just saying, S&P 500, great one. Index funds that are like VOO, that's things that I invest in because they're just, it's safe. If the whole economy collapses, we got a bigger thing to worry about. If the top 500 companies in the world collapse, we got a bigger problem to think about. So don't put all your money, I don't put all my money in those, okay? But something that you still want to like put it in there as if I could lose it all. But the chances of you losing all, very, very low. I think it's a lower risk type of thing. So that's a stock market, okay? Now, there's obviously individual stocks. Apple, great one. I'm not giving you stock pick. I'm just saying this is what I'm invested in. But like, there's safe stuff in the stock market. It's not as complicated as people think, but it is very complicated. The other thing, then I like to take another portion of my little nest egg, and it's called high interest savings account. Not only at your current bank, or there's a lot of banks like Ally or SoFi. There's a lot of banks that literally your money that you have can be sitting in a high interest savings account that can yield anywhere from like 4 to 5% interest over the year, okay? And every month it's going to pay you out. So if you let's just do some simple math. Let's do some simple math, okay? Let's say you have $5,000 that you're just like, I'm not going to spend this $5,000. You put it in one of these, we'll just call it 4%, okay? 4%. So you go times 0.4, okay, $200. Now you're dividing that by 12 months, $16 a month. You could make on $5,000, $16 a month. Super safe, super safe. Now, some people go, $16 a month? I don't want to make $16 a month. Can I have $16 every month for the rest of your life, forever? And then every time you get paid the $16, guess what? Now you have $5,016 and it compounds and it compounds and it compounds. And then you put more money in and it compounds, okay? High interest savings account. I don't have my money in anything that isn't making interest, okay? Interest savings account. The next thing, treasury bonds. This is something I'm new to. The treasury bond is kind of like, the government is basically like, hey, we need your money to do other stuff with it, okay? We will sell you $1 for 95 cents. So you can buy a bunch of bonds at 95 cents, and then when they mature, you can buy these treasury bills for like a month or 3 months, and when they expire in 3 months, you get the full dollar. It's backed by the U.S. government. If the government collapses, we're going to have a big problem, but you're making money on your money, and those ones you can have like 5 to 5.3%. Look, you got to do your own research, but the biggest piece of advice is always be doing things that are making money on your money. When it's just sitting in your bank account, and this took me a long time to understand, when it's sitting in your bank account, you're a fool, Becky. You're a fool. You're a fool, okay? Use a credit card, high interest savings accounts, and then you can start exploring things like treasury bonds, stock market's great. It's all about just don't put everything into one. You gotta diversify. You got to put a little bit here, put a little bit there, and keep in the back of your mind, it could all go away. That probably won't happen, but it could. So that's why you do a whole bunch of different things, so that if one goes down or collapses, all your money's not gone. And don't freaking buy Dogecoin. Don't freaking buy these meme stocks. Don't be a Maxi Poo in 2021, okay? This is gonna be a long video. That's not my financial advice. That is what I do for myself. And you can do what you want with it. Oh, I can't wait for the comments on that. I don't think anyone would argue with that. Safe stocks, high interest, even like Robinhood, freaking brokerage cash is 5%. Treasury bonds, savings accounts, high interest. It's all about your risk tolerance. If you want to do crazy, you're not gonna make bajillions of dollars doing this way, but yeah, you could make a lot more doing a lot of things, but it's gonna be higher risk. High risk, high reward. Low risk, low reward, safety. Max, I'm a safety kind of guy. I don't want my money going anywhere. I'd rather have smaller returns over time and have that compounding interest, baby. I don't need to just like sell at the top of the Dogecoin. I made $700 million. It is what it is. That's just what I do. What is your favorite personality trait of Taylor? Oh, how much time you got? I would say the biggest thing would be that Taylor is she's such a family-oriented person in her personality. So it's like when my family came like back in the day, like a couple Christmases ago or Thanksgiving, and I was sick, right? I was sick. And Taylor, my parents were in town, and Taylor's like, oh, let's go get Mexican. She went out with my family, got food, went shopping, did all these things, was sending me photos with margaritas. They're chatting up. They're having the best time ever. I would do those things with Taylor's family as well, but I would be sitting there overthinking everything I'm saying because I don't have like Taylor there with me. And I'm like, oh man, what am I thinking? Whereas Taylor's just like just talks like a normal person. Why am I this reserved? I don't know. I love her family, but sometimes I feel like if I was to be at like a restaurant and Taylor wasn't there, I would just be overthinking everything I'm going to say. So they think that I'm like a really cool guy. I don't know. I'm kind of exaggerating on it a little bit, but just her ability to like interact with families and babies and kids, it shows me what the future is going to look like, and it's a beautiful thing. She's the most selfless, beautiful, inside and out person I've ever met in my entire life, and anyone that would say differently, I'm gonna sock you in the mouth. Has anyone ever approached you to buy sour strips? So obviously, the biggest question I ever get asked, besides when are you going to deadlift again, is would you ever sell sour strips? I've talked about that and my thoughts about it. But as far as someone approaching me to buy it, no. I have had venture cap. I've had like companies who have a bunch of money, like venture capital, private equity, private investment firms. Like I get emails all the time telling me they'll give me money for like investments, but at the point we don't need investments, which is a great thing. And luckily I can just put my own money in if we did need more money or when we need more money. But no one's ever tried to buy us. I did have this is before we went into Target. I had one of the top 5, it might even be like top 3, I don't know. One of the largest confectionery candy brands in the entire world. Their head of mergers and acquisitions contacted me to learn more about sour strips, and I was like, "Oh my God, wow! We're only like 2 years in. They want to buy the brand." And they never. It was such an interesting experience because they reached out, they wanted to talk to me, they kept asking a bunch of questions, and then that was it. And then it happened like a couple more times. Like I had more conversations, but they never asked about like, I don't know. It never geared towards they want to buy it. It was like the people at this company just wanted to talk to me about the brand. Maybe they were picking my brain on how to make a cool brand. I don't know. So that's the closest thing I ever got. I mean, literally one of the top 3 or top 5 brands. You know them. You see them every day in every store ever. I've talked to them, so they're aware of us. But every brand's aware of us. You know, there's no world that all the top candy companies don't know sour strips. Like they're lying to themselves if they've never heard of it. But yeah, we're just doing our thing. We're making sour candy cool again. We're doing cool things. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. And yeah, I'm really excited about the future. But no one's ever wanted to buy sour strips at the moment. Would you ever suck D? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with something? Why would you? What in the world? Okay, when is the new house build beginning? Okay, I have a lot of like timelines in my head for kind of the next 5 years of like what I want to happen in an order, but it's not like things are gonna exactly happen like this because they're probably not. And this is not exactly how they have to happen. It's just maybe in a perfect world, if I could choose, this might be the order that I may do things. So my goal is to start spending money, start spending the first dollar, obviously besides buying the land of that person that ripped me off, start spending money on the house after the wedding. After the wedding, which the wedding is in October of next year, 2024, October. We're getting freaking married, and then right after that, that is when I'm anticipating starting to spend money, whatever that may be, sitting down with the architect, sitting down with the planner, sitting down with the builder, sitting down with the interior designer, or I'm going to get a lot of help for this because I want to do this house right. I don't want to have any problems like I had long ago in my current house. And it's going to be a very intricate, detailed process. So I think at the end of 2024, we'll start the process. So maybe end of 2025, we're moving in. I don't know. 12 months for a build? I have no idea. It could be longer. We have a beautiful house that we're totally in love with and fine for right now. So we're not in a rush, but I'd love to get the process started. But who knows? You know, a lot of things can happen and push that off. But making it sooner, not likely. So end of the year at the earliest. So like November, December is starting to sit down and spend money. Speaking of getting married, why are you getting married quickly? You could have waited the marriage for a few more years. Why? Why wait? I know what I want in life. Taylor and I know what we want in life. I'm 34 years old. You know, I've been through all the riffraff. Now I got this amazing girl. We want to start a family soon. We're building a house. We're very financially secure. We're like, why wait? Like, it's like, why rush, but why wait, right? We're ready to start pumping out little babies. We're ready to start doing the damn thing. I understand, like, what would a year-long engagement change if I did a year and a half or 2 years? We can travel when we want. We can do whatever we want. So it's like, let's just do the damn thing. I want to marry this girl. I want a ring on her finger, another one. I'm going to be wearing a ring. What the heck? What the heck, man? That's crazy. I've never worn a ring in my entire life. Never been a ring guy, but I will for Taylor. What is happening with Everford? Okay, here we go. This is where it's going to get long. Okay. Told you we're going to have a lot of bangers in this episode. Oh my God, there's a fly. Everford, my clothing brand. Look at this button down. First of all, look how nice this is. Look how well it fits. This feels so freaking good. Okay, we make some amazing stuff over at Everford Apparel. I have been building Everford for like 7 years now, and I've talked a lot about Everford. I mean, if you've been following this channel since we launched it in, call it beginning of 2015, so let's call it January, even though it was like end of 2014. But 2015, we started this brand. And it started because it's just what you did as a YouTuber. You start a clothing line or a merch line. I tried to elevate it and differentiate myself a little bit and not have it tied directly to me. It wasn't Max Fitness. It wasn't some it wasn't like a merch line. It was a clothing line. And then the name Everforward comes from my father, who passed away actually almost 19 years ago in a couple weeks. 19 years ago, from ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. Remember the ice bucket challenge? So I came up with Everforward as a kind of the brand name and everything was to pay tribute to this phrase that my dad had instilled into our family, right? And it was just kind of like the easier way of like, hey, instead of thinking up a brand name, why don't I call it Everforward? And then when people ask me, why is it called Everforward? I have a very specific and honest and true meaning that is near and dear to my heart. And hopefully I can take that message and apply it out in the world. And I did that for many, many, many years. And then it started as like a clothing line that was like a motivational clothing line with high quality stuff, right? And then it turned into the casual stuff that I love to wear as well. And so, you can't have motivational button downs. It just doesn't work like that. So it's just turned into a clothing line where if you wanted to know the origin of the name, it had a purpose behind the name. That was kind of like how the brand, the trajectory of the brand, right? Motivational clothing to an apparel brand that has a lot to offer at good, what I think is great prices, differentiates a little bit from all the other competition around us, and it has a personal tie to me. And it's been great. And ever since I started that, it really triggered my entrepreneurial spirit, journey, whatever, to elevate everything that I'm doing. I really fell in love with business, and from that moment on, I essentially became a business owner that made YouTube videos because rather than a YouTuber who just offloaded a merch line to someone else. I was, just like with Sour Strips, I was in the thick of everything for the longest time. I didn't hire my first employee, Mona, and my other friend, Kevin, until years into the brand. I was doing everything from talking to the manufacturer. I was still, even after I hired them, everything. I was loving clothing. I was falling in love with it. I was trying to elevate it. I was trying to make the best quality stuff possible. I was trying to make it the most affordable. I was spending all my nights talking with manufacturers, doing the emails, packing the orders. You saw me when I worked my corporate job. I was like taking orders at lunchtime. I was putting a cart. Like I did the damn thing. And then Sour Strips came along in 2019 at the peak of Everforward's revenue. We hit, our top year was $1.6 million, and which is amazing. But in today's day and age, if you look at every other clothing brand of, everyone, that would be an embarrassing number. But I worked my ass off to achieve this success. And it was so cool always seeing everyone rock the brand and say how much, the brand meant to them. And, but when Sour Strips started, it kind of was like the writing was on the wall of, I think that clothing was never really the final business that I was supposed to do. It seems like, as weird as it is, it seems like candy's it. I mean, my passion has shifted. I don't have the same passion for clothing anymore. Not only just from on the business side of itself, where everyone wants to get into clothing because it's probably a lot of things are lower barrier to entry, where like everyone has access to it. Everyone knows you can go to Alibaba, find a supplier, or if you want to expedite a lot of things, you go to an agency, they'll do everything for you. You kind of say yes or no, you have a big input, and then, but they do all the back end work, and you just do what you do best, create content, whatever. But I wanted to do everything for the longest time. But over time, as Sour Strips started growing, my passion for clothing started going down. The frustrations and the headaches and the capital and the mess ups, like the amount of errors in clothing, every single brand that everyone, all my friends, everyone, every single time they have a launch, there is something wrong with something in those orders. Whenever someone's like, we decided to add a little more length on this, right? That pretty much just means, no, the manufacturer made it too long and we're spinning it like this. Oh, we wanted it to be like really tapered at the calves. No, that means they messed up the measurements and it's too small. Like most of the time, this is what this means. There's always an error. There's always, you approve the sample and it's perfect and you get the bulk and it's just wrong. Or the letters are peeling off or something. It's just, there's always something. And to scale it to a really big company, the overhead you have to have is ridiculous. And I fell out of love with clothing, and I've fallen out of love with clothing. I love Everforward. I love what it means. I love what it has represented in my life. I love how it's changed my life. I love the way it's made everyone feel. But I need to be honest with myself and realize that my passion is not in Everforward, it's not in the clothing brand. Everforward is always going to be in my heart. Everforward is always going to be a part of my father, my family. It's always going to be something that I continue to preach to people. I say it at the end of every single one of my videos, But I felt for the longest time that if I stopped doing clothing, I was letting people down. I wasn't allowed to do it. I have to keep it going. And I was going like days and days and weeks to review samples, whereas before I would do it as fast as possible because I want the turnaround. You've seen it here. I've come back and I've like, it's back, it's gone, it's back, it's gone. It's just my passion is with sour strips, and I don't know if that's because it's substantially more revenue generating, or it's just like it's candy, baby. I'm the candy guy. I don't think I was ever the clothing guy. It was just like, this is what I had. This is my business. I'm the candy guy. And it really, it hurts me to kind of like potentially say that I'm shutting down Everforward. I just don't know. And what I'm going to do is, we were supposed to have a launch at the end of December of these new backpacks, but they made one of the two brand new colors wrong. The whole time it was samples of this all black backpack. Sample, all black, sample. Okay, make the bulk black and tan. They sent me a black and tan, a bulk of black and tan. Why didn't they make the black one? I don't know. Errors after errors after errors. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm taking 2024 off of Everforward. I'm pulling it out of the distribution center. I'm putting it in here. I'm storing it. We are going to launch the new backpacks at some point, but that is going to be probably, I think, the only launch of 2024, backpacks, because I got them. I've already paid for them. They're on the way. And I don't know if I should feel bad about it, or someone made a comment one time and they said, Everforward allowed me to walk so sour strips could allow me to run. And I guess I felt like I was like letting my dad down, or letting everyone down, that this brand was about my late father, that if I took it away, that I was like doing him dirty, And I don't think that's it. I don't want to feel bad about just chasing another passion. And so yeah, that's kind of where Everforward's at. I don't want, if it does come back, it's going to be under new management. But here's the thing. Everyone's always like, just hire someone and, just to say yes or no to stuff. Guys, I only do things that I'm passionate about. I don't do things just because they make me money. I've never started a deadlift program. Why did I never sell deadlift programs? Why have I never sold a fitness app or a fitness program? Because I wasn't passionate about making programs. And just because I could hire someone to run Everforward and it bring in some extra revenue and it'd be easy, I don't want to do that because I'm not passionate about it. I don't want to do it just to make money. If anything, that's further from the purpose of the brand. So until I get that passion back, I'm kind of shutting down shop. And what I want to do is, hopefully you guys can help me out on this, because we do have a lot of inventory, specifically in the women's apparel. I never found success in the women's apparel, which is, I guess, a little disheartening, because, we put a lot of effort into it. We made sure it was squat proof. We had I don't say better prices, but like we had lower prices than a lot of people for great quality stuff. And it just never took off. Go look on the website right now. All the girls stuff, every size is in stock. I don't know. I don't know. So we have a lot of apparel. I want to do a clearance of closing down clearance website or a sale 65% off. The whole website. The whole website. Is that a good number? 65? 66%. 66% off the entire website. Code goodbye. And so I hope you guys can, if you've never tried it, and if you've never tried it, then go ahead, check it out. And I think you'll fall in love, but new clothing will not be coming soon, at least in the not next year. But if you guys want to snag up some amazing apparel at some amazing price, even the duffel bag, we don't need backpacks, but you're going to get this duffel bag. I'm going to lose money on these duffel bags. You can get duffel bags for 66% off. So thank you guys for an amazing journey with Ever Forward. But we are on to the next chapter of our life. And at least on the business side, that is, I learned that I can only do two things. So I had Ever Forward, social media, Sour Strips. I can only do two effectively. And I'm choosing social media, YouTube and all the podcasts and everything, and Sour Strips. And that is the bittersweet goodbye for now. I mean, we'll come back with backpacks, but those will not be 66% off. Okay. So if you could help me out, that'd be great. If not, I understand. And just thank you guys. And Ever Forward. That's not the end of the video, by the way. We're like halfway. This is gonna be long. This is gonna be like an hour. Oh man, that feels like relieving, sad, and relief. But I'm committing to taking a year off of Ever Forward, except for the backpacks. Please buy the backpacks. Did any of your ex-girlfriends try to reach out to you after you became successful? Not really. I don't really keep up with any of my exes. I think most people probably shouldn't. They're your exes for a reason. There's the off chance that maybe you do, but I'm not going to get lunch and meet up and texting with my my exes. One time I did have one of the more toxic relationships in my life. She DM'd me or something, and I hadn't. This is years ago. This is it's while Sour Strips existed, so within the past 4 years. She DM'd me, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot this person existed, because they terrible. And she was like, basically, long story short, joked around about like, can you send me some candy? And I just had to, I was being like cordial beginning, but I had to, I said, I'm not gonna say her name. We'll call her Barbara. Barbara, we didn't end on good terms. And by we didn't end good terms, like, I don't know what I said exactly, but it was like, you did me dirty. Like, you were not like, God, like you're a bad person. You're just a bad person, But like, I was like, we didn't end good. Like, why would I send you candy? And she literally goes like, oh my God, you're still like hung up on that. That was so long ago. I'm like, no. Don't get this twisted. Don't get this twisted. I didn't say this, but like, I think I just left it. I don't know what I did. I'm like, I'm not salty about what you did. I just think you're a bad person. And why in the world would I send that to you? I've forgiven. I never forget when people are bad to me, and it's not about holding a grudge. It's just like, I don't want you in my life anymore, period, ever. You were a terrible person. I'm sure you're fine now, but I don't care about the fine. Is this weird? You know what I'm saying? Bad ended bad relationship, bad, toxic, terrible, did terrible things to me. No, you're not getting candy. And if, no, you're not getting candy. But other than that, no. Do you feel like you have to take care of your immediate family financially in the future? Do I feel I need to? I guess no. Do I want to? Yes. And a lot of my family members I've helped. I've done, I think, good things for a lot of people in my family. And depending on where people are kind of at, and a lot of the things that I've done, not in like a I'm so cool way, but you guys have never heard about, and you will never hear about it because it's just personal with my family. And a lot, it's kind of like, what's the point of me building all this success if I look at my family, and I'm not trying to like word this in a weird way, but like, what's the point if I can't share it with my family, the people that I love, help out the people that I love, people that I care about? And I'm not saying just like support them indefinitely so they don't have to work and they can play Fortnite all day, even though I'd love to do that. But it's more of just like, if anyone needs anything, I got you. I'm not going to be taken advantage of, but I got you. If you need something, I got you. I will take care of my family because look at this fucking warehouse. Do you see this? Do you see what we've built here? I'm about to build the most wild house of my life, and I could not sleep well at night if I was to build this extravagant, beautiful home that I've worked very hard to be able to build. If anyone in my immediate people that I care about, family, friends, whatever, is struggling, seems like a big word, but like struggling or just needs anything, I would, and me not helping out, I would feel like a terrible person. So yeah, I do think it's important to take care of your family. I'll hopefully explain more as they kind of happen. But yeah. What is coming to Sour Strips, a new candy? Can you tell us about the process? Okay. This is another club banger of a topic. Sour Strips is evolving in 2024. And I was kind of I'm trying not to bore you guys with like all the super boring business details of it, but the Sour Strips that you currently know and love is going to go through a makeover. Okay, what's the best way to, this is going to be like, I could do like the 2-hour-long version of the story or like a condensed one. So first of all, yeah, we're having okay, let me start over. So when Sour Strips started, I had no idea what the success would be. The manufacturer of Sour Strips had no idea what the success would be. And everyone involved in the process to get Sour Strips from the manufacturer to your mouth hole has never experienced anything like this growth. And I'm saying this with utter confidence. Maybe in the beginning they've seen something, but where it's at today and over the years is another planet that no one has expected. And I've heard this from the horse's mouth. All of them are horses, and they've all told me this. And with that, there's a lot of issues and complications with scaling a business like this at this rate. I mean, look at this warehouse. I know there's not a lot of candy, but at the moment, because we just sent out like 1 million bags of candy to Target like last week. But trust me, in a month when I film a video, you're going to see a completely different warehouse because I have a lot of candy coming in. So we grew really, really fast, which is great, right? We're growing. People are loving the brand. It's doing well. It's ramping up. And then we started having a lot of issues with the manufacturer keeping up with the demand. Now, this product is made over in Europe, in the Netherlands, and the manufacturer is not as large as it needs to be. The manufacturer was like just producing and couldn't keep up with the demand, which is wild because no one's ever seen something like this before. No one, right? So they were trying to keep up, and because it's manufactured overseas, it has to get on a little boat, and that takes a long period of time. But I didn't want to miss out on sales, so which you guys, I don't know if ever knew, but I was air freighting in product on I probably did it like 20 times. Maybe not 20 times, at least 10 times. And to ship a container of candy, or really anything, overseas is like $3,000 to $5,000. It went up during COVID, but like $3,000 to $5,000, okay? And then you extrapolate that across every bag that's in there. It's not that expensive. I was air freighting, and that was like $25,000 per shipment. But I didn't want to run out. The brand was growing too fast. I couldn't stop, right? It was like Sour Strips has been this snowball of this idea that I started, and it rolled down the hill, and I can't stop it. It is a big old snowball right now that is just getting bigger, and you have to keep going. The hill keeps going, and I'm so blessed. I'm so fortunate. So we started outgrowing the manufacturer's capacity of Sour Strips, and so I thought to myself, I said, something has to happen. This cannot be like, if we want to scale this cannot be the future of Sour Strips. And the manufacturer at the moment can only make Sour Strips. Like they can make like one other product, but their manufacturing capacity is not. They don't have the ability to make like 1 million different types of candies, right? It's just not that type of manufacturer. So 2 years ago, 2 years ago, you know, everyone's always like, I've been working on this project for so long. This is legitimate. 2 years ago in February, so in this coming up February, it'll be exactly 2 years, I started down the exact same rabbit hole that I started on day one of sourcing manufacturers. And I sent a cold email to one of the largest manufacturers of candy in the world. And they got back to me. And over the past 2 years, we have spent thousands of emails. I have visited the facility. We spent about 4 days there. And it is spectacular. It is substantially larger. And basically, over the past 2 years, I have been building this relationship and putting the stepping stones in. And this is a project that I've been working on completely solo. Long story short, we are changing the manufacturer of sour strips to a much larger manufacturer who has the ability and the capacity to produce as much candy as I can sell, and has the ability to create other products, a lot more products, right? I could do the other one with the other manufacturer, but okay, so new manufacturer, right? That's great. And with that, we have a new formula for sour strips, which, trust me, I know. This is what I said in the last video. I said at first you might flinch, but in the long run, I think you're really going to enjoy. While the sour strips candy, obviously, look at all the sales we've had, people have loved it, right? So it's like, why would you change it, Max? Why would you change it if people love it? I felt that we could, just because something is great doesn't mean it can't get better. And as a candy fanatic, I promise you that we are only doing positive things with the candy. I felt like we could get closer to the actual taste of some of these fruits. I felt like we could do a lot more things with even like the intensity of like the sour and create a... With the other manufacturer, it was like they were so focused on just making this product and couldn't keep up that like you couldn't do anything else. So with this new manufacturer, we have created a new formula for this candy. And we've changed the entire look of it. It's going to look different. The candy, I mean, just the colors. I came up with a lot of really cool color kind of variations that is going to separate us a lot. So the first one that you are going to see roll out is going to be watermelon. This is going to start rolling out in January. And the easiest way to find out if it's the new sour strips or the old sour strips is on the bag. You're going to see this zipper at the top that says Tear Me. We have them on all the new packaging. So when you start seeing the zipper, it's new. It's lower calorie. Instead of 120 calories per serving, it's 110 calories. I know. And I'm telling you, so we changed the color of everything. So this watermelon, look at this. Basically all the strips are like this. We did like a different color on the outside and a color on the inside. So for example, the strawberry used to be all just one color of strawberry. Now it's darker on the outside, lighter on the inside. Watermelon, it's like a watermelon. It's green on the outside, red on the inside. And when I tell you, it's softer. The flavor is going to smack. I'm telling you, I think watermelon specifically, they're all different, but some of them are drastically different. This watermelon is going to change the watermelon. This is going to become our bestseller, I'm telling you. They're all fantastic. They're all amazing. We've tweaked the formula, or it's an entirely new formula. So, and, you know, if push comes to shove and everyone hates it, which they won't, just trust me, you're going to love it. You're going to love it even more. I know you're skeptical, but Max, I love the current this. I know this is my favorite. Trust me, you are going to love it. And if everyone hates it, we can go back to the old manufacturer and I'll figure out a way to expand. And we can always tweak things. I tweak the level of sour. If we need to increase it, we can do so. I tried to balance the sour so that your mouth doesn't bleed, but over time it gets more and more sour. But I wanted the flavor to have a larger impact on it. So the flavor has been increased and the sour has been matched to our current one, but now the flavor is so high. You're going to love it. And hopefully you are excited to experience it. It has been the largest It has been the absolute largest change in the company ever, but it is a necessary change. For us to take things to the next level, this had to happen. And with that, I have the ability to do whatever I want. A million new flavors of sour strips, bada boom, bada bing. Individually wrapped sour strips for giveaways or for sampling stuff. I can do all these things. New products. We have a new product hopefully coming out in June. Brand new product. It's not a sour strip. It's an extension of sour strips. So it's going to be sour. It's going to be something different than these belts. And I'm telling you, I think it's going to become even more popular than the belts. We can make Halloween size. We can do everything. We can make gum. We can make marshmallows. We can make anything we want, and we can add flavors. We can change. We can do every. And I'm spending too long talking about this, but it has been the biggest undertaking of my entire life. It has been the biggest risk of the entire company, but I'm putting all my eggs in the faith that I know how good version 2.0 of Sour Strips is, and it's necessary. Also, is it necessary to drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste. We are currently starting to build up inventory over the next month or two, and the flavors will start rolling out. But ideally, once it goes out, you'll never experience the old sour strips unless they have some older bags. But watermelon will be first, then apple, then cotton candy, then mango, and then around March, strawberry, rainbow, blue. And every single person, my mom, Taylor, everyone in the family, everyone at work here has tried the new sour strips, and everyone's like, God damn! This is good as fuck. I promise you. I hope you're excited. It's the most risky thing I've ever done that I'm the most confident about, but no one ever did big things without taking big risks, and this is absolutely a big risk. Who changes the formula 4 years in? Who? I remember when candies, I won't say them, I won't say who they are, but I've had formula changes before, and I'm like, why'd they do this? This sucks now. This does not suck. Actual candy, sour candy that doesn't suck. I promise you, you're gonna love it. And if you don't, we'll change it. But I'm betting everything on this working. So watermelon, January, you're gonna start seeing it. By the way, watermelon's going into Target in June. You excited about that? Apple's going into Walmart. Oh my God, we're going into Quick Trip nationwide. 7-Eleven. Oh my God. Okay. This is getting long. We're going to cap it real soon. Looking back at I'm so glad. I mean, get it, the Ever Forward thing and the sour strips thing. I have been so nervous to tell you about both. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Man, that watermelon's so freaking good. Looking back at the last year, what would you say you're most proud of that you accomplished? Obviously, my relationship with Taylor comes at an all-time high, getting engaged, just planning our future. So it goes without saying. I think I've developed more as a man and as a partner to Taylor, and just I'm trying every day and every year to become the best version of myself, and she has definitely drastically helped with that. As far as business, yeah, look behind, look at. Whenever I'd see Christian or anyone else doing these big warehouses, I would just be like, man, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, that's crazy. And now that I'm literally in these warehouses that I would think would be crazy, but it feels like home. I'm so glad we got in this building. Just the company has grown so much, and we crushed last year, and I think we're gonna keep on this trajectory. I love that word, trajectory, man, and extrapolate. You want to hear a funny story about extrapolate? One time when I was working my corporate job, I was calling someone about hiring him for a job, and at the end I was confirming his email, and I was like, "Is your email extrapolate24@gmail?" And he goes, "Extrapolate? Extrapolate? I'd never seen or heard of the word extrapolate. I love extrapolate." So I feel accomplished about a lot of things: relationship, personal, family, and of course, business. And life is good, really good. What is the biggest lesson you've learned of 2023? To be more patient. To be more patient. Favorite lesson from Ted Lasso. So Ted Lasso is this show that's on Apple TV. It's about a football team, soccer team over in England. England. I think it's England. And there's a line that he said in Ted Lasso, and he's talking to someone about something. By the way, great show. Would recommend. He says he's like, yeah, when I was younger, I used to, love playing video games. And as I got, as an adult, I realized, I told myself that I shouldn't be playing video games. So that's a kid, and I gotta grow up. But in reality, I'm just taking away things that bring me a lot of happiness. And instead, I could just change the way that I have it in my life to balance everything out. And I think I'd, be even happier. And I was like, that's how I feel. I'm like, oh, I can't play video games. I'm an adult. I got to do other things with my productive my time. And I'm like, why? I could still do it. I just got to, I can't sit there for 24 hours, but like I can still do the things that I love. I'm like robbing myself of happiness by not playing video games to try to appeal to who? I love playing Fortnite. I love playing Resident Evil. I love playing Path of Exile. I hate playing Diablo. Okay. Do people treat you differently after Sour Strips is blown up, good or bad? I would say that people, once they know that I'm the owner of Sour Strips, it's almost like I get this, it's like I don't have to prove it's like they treat me with respect without me having to say anything. They treat me, they're like really, like, I don't even know how to word it. It's just like when I meet people and they know of Sour Strips and they know how big Sour Strips is, and they learn that I do it. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to do anything. Just the moment I meet them, they like give me respect. And I guess that's really cool, but it's like I've been successful doing other things, and I feel like a lot of times I'd like work towards it. So I don't even know the point of I'm saying it, but that's just how I feel. Like when I meet people and they learn that I own this brand, especially if they didn't know that I own it, they're just like, he's the candy guy. And I'm like, I am the candy guy. Version 2 coming out now. Watermelon first. Try it. It's amazing. Okay, last question. Let's see, which one's good? I have 2 different ones. Okay, my little bro introduced me to look maxing over Christmas. Free content for you. So look maxing is just maxing out your looks, and hopefully I'm gonna say this applies to, I guess, the guys, but it can apply to anyone. There's a joke that Taylor always says that like she hears online. It's like, I'm not ugly, I'm just broke, right? Because with enough, plastic surgery, I guess that's in the girl world. I think it comes from the girl world that, anyone can be attractive with a bunch of stuff. I kind of go the opposite way. I think that, I'm going to talk to dudes, okay? I think that every guy has probably not unleashed their full potential, has not maxed out their looks. And I'm going to give you some really simple things. First of all, get in shape. Don't be a fat slob. Okay, you can eat, enjoy things, but if your metabolism isn't doing you any favors, then you need to change how you are. No matter what, obviously you should, change your healthy lifestyle. But everyone, assuming you're able to, should do some level of fitness. But get in shape, put some muscle on. Okay, no girl cares if you have a shredded six pack, but not only is it going to help your confidence, your ability to approach women, your confidence, it's going to make you feel better in every type of way, and you're going to look better. You're going to be healthier. You're going to live longer. Get your fitness in order. Start lifting weights, resisting training, assuming you are physically able to. And if you aren't, some level of fitness. You understand what I'm saying. Number 2, clean up yourself, okay? Don't have a scraggly beard if you can be lucky enough to grow one, okay? Maybe if you have a big old like unibrow, probably shave that, clean your eyebrows up, okay? Clean your facial hair up. Get a clean and manageable haircut, okay? You can change so much with just like right here. So then you have your physique, you have your hair aesthetics, you have your face, okay? Don't look like a bum. Brush your damn teeth. Okay, use whitening strips. Maybe you need to save up and potentially veneers. I know a lot of people don't want to get veneers, but braces, Invisalign, a great smile, good breath, white teeth is going to go a long way. Smell good. Get some Chanel Blue, some amazing cologne. And then, wear clothes that fit you. Yeah, it's fine to wear the baggy tees and the baggy sweats, but you have to be able to pull it off. You have to know what you're doing to do that, or you have a physique where people are like, he looks jacked under that big t-shirt. But don't be wearing like things with like this. Don't be wearing a scoop neck because it's just a t-shirt that has been like stretched out and you look like a bum, right? Or I guess you could just be really rich and then no one cares. But it's going to help your confidence, going to help a lot of things. But wear clothes that fit. Okay, look at people that you like their style, that are similar builds to you, and just kind of mimic their stuff. You don't spend a bunch of money. Go to Zara, go to Everford, get the sale, 66% off. Look at this Everford button down. I'm wearing a size medium. I look great. So get your outfit on point. Then it's about confidence and it's about, be funny. And a lot of people think that it's impossible to become funny. I know, you look at me and you're like, there's no way I could ever be as funny as Max. I get that. Watch funny movies. Insert movie quotes, like watch comedians. Like it's you're able to become funnier, right? And it's an important skill to have, social skills. So there's a million things you can do, and you should always be just trying to do it for yourself. But also, if you're ever like, no girl wants to talk to me, look at yourself. Do you look like a bum? Do you dress like a bum? Do you have a big belly? Are you wearing baggy clothes? Do you have holes in your shoes? Now, obviously, I'm not talking about, make sure, everyone's in a different financial situation, but you get what I'm saying. Clean yourself up, okay? Get yourself, I thought I was going to wear my movement watch right now, but, even like little accessories that aren't expensive, movement, Code Max saves you 15%. I think they're having a big sale right now, but, something like a $80 watch adds to your wardrobe, right? You don't have to spend a bunch of money to look good. Clean yourself up. Get in shape. Eat well. Fix your teeth. Make your teeth white. Get your money right. Build a business. Work for someone. Put in the hard work. Build your wealth. When you combine all of these things together, you're going to max out who you are as an individual. Because for a lot of people, what they are experiencing in their confidence, in their job, in their looks, they're not even scratching the surface of what their potential could be. So this applies to girls as well, okay? Maybe certain things that I talk about not, but you get what I'm saying. Look at yourself. Are you confident? If you're not, change it. It's 2024. Let's level up. Let's do the damn thing. And let's do it together, okay? I'm excited to showcase a lot of my goals and actually implementing them and setting goals and showing you how I'm going to achieve them in 2024. We're really going to get back to continuing to let you into my life and what's going on in my big old brain. So that will wrap up this video. That will wrap up 2023. Thank you guys so much for yet again another amazing year here on this YouTube channel. It's been a wild ride, and I'm excited for what the future is to come. We got a wedding coming up. We got a house build coming up. We got a business to run. We have relationships to develop. We got to get another dog. We're going to have some kids, and I can't wait to take you along for as much as I possibly can, for as long as I can. So without further ado, smash the thumbs up button. Thank you so much one last time in 2023 for tuning in. Eat more sour strips. And what? Everyone's thinking it, even if you're not saying it. And what? And ever forward. Woof! Bye. This is an hour long. Oh my God. Oh, shit. No. Look at this chair. Look at this chair, by the way. This is the new lobby chair. Oh, the lobby's all done. The couch comes tomorrow on a Sunday. Who delivers on a Sunday? I don't know. Oh, I can't wait to show you.